Hi everyone. I am going to lead you in an orientation for the new school online system called Canvas. So this is the LMS, the Learning Management System, that the new school employs to enable us to meet and enable us to teach classes, us teachers to teach classes that are asynchronous online, as this one is. So the purpose of the short video is to give you a tour of the online course environment and demonstrate some of the features in Canvas. So let's get started right away. So most of the time today, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. And here you see the single sign-on screen, which is what you first see every time you come to Canvas. So this SSO is where you sign in. So I'm going to log in right now. But the first thing you'll do when you come in past the SSO is go to this menu up on the top right next to your photograph. And so let's go to Canvas. And so remember that drop down, you can get to wherever you need to go. So here inside Canvas, you will see the courses that you have. Our course is Poetry in the Creative Process. So I'm going to go into that course in just a moment. But first, I want to direct your attention to your account on the upper left. So let's go through these, though, straight down for a second. The account is at the top, which I'm going to return to. This is your dashboard, which is open right now, followed by your courses, followed by a calendar, followed by inbox, which is important for internal email for our class. And then history, which I don't even know what is, comments and questions, getting help. Okay, so account, I'm going to click that. And here you have a lot of options. I can change my notifications, right? So, and it tells me where I'm notified at my email address. So you make these decisions according to what you need. Profile, your photo, contact, biography, links, etc. Okay, so you can go there and change those. Files. So just check these out. Okay, now I'm going to go down to the inbox. This is internal communications between us. So I will send these to you all, right? And you have to figure out how to use this by going into the course that you want to send to and then selecting the individuals for the course and putting the subject, etc., just like email. Okay, so those are all there for you. So please check those out. Now let me go back to where I was a moment ago in the dashboard. And I'm going to go into our class right now, Poetry in the Creative Process. You will not see this content again until Monday, the 23rd. So here's the introductory video. And on the left-hand side is the navigation panel for this class. What you have are home, syllabus, modules, assignments, grades, starfish, people, discussion, Canvas how-tos. From the start, get in the habit of clicking on the modules on the left-hand navigational panel of the class every time you come in, because that shows you everything you need to know for what's happening on a weekly basis in the class. I will show you that in just a moment. Syllabus. Here's our syllabus. Of course, please read it. You need to know everything that's in this document. All right, so I explain so many things about the class, and I will make a syllabus video, but I want you to be able to read the syllabus on your own first. For the weekly course schedule, you click the option there. So since this is a table, it is not easily uploadable. So you need to take the extra, click, and go to this. So week by week, all right? So everything is spelled out for you in terms of the reading, activities, discussion topics, and the writing assignments. So the first week you have exercise number 1, creative objects exercise do. Your exercises, and there are only 8 of them, Your exercises are always due on Wednesdays. So those need to be handed in on Wednesdays so that we can spend some time discussing them on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of every week. The modules are open for a 7-day period. And so they're going to close on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. However, the discussion forums for your poems will stay open for 14 days. So you have two kinds of discussion forum period in this class. One is for all the discussions except for your poems. All of those close on Sunday nights of the week that they're assigned. So you need to make your comments in the 7-day period. The poetry discussion forums are open for 14 days, and that gives you more time to respond to each other's poems. The initial response in the 7-day discussions, your initial response needs to be made on Wednesdays. So Wednesday's a big day. Your exercises are due if there is an exercise due that week, and your initial response to the discussions outside of the poetry that students are writing, the other discussions, the initial response needs to be on Wednesdays. And then further discussion on Thursday through Sunday. Your poems are due on Saturdays, and then you have until the following Sunday to respond to everybody's poem in your group. So we have 3 groups, everybody's in a group, and you're going to be responding to poems in the group. And if you would like to respond to poems outside your group, you're more than welcome to. It's optional. I really want to encourage detailed, thoughtful responses to the poetry in the class. Okay, so that is how you get to the course information in the syllabus by clicking here for the course schedule. It's also at the bottom of the syllabus. Click here for the course schedule is also there. All right. Let's go into, well, you will see all the assignments. I'm getting to the modules in a second. You will see all the assignments by clicking assignments. I've opened everything. So everything is open for you from the beginning. You just can't turn it in. Okay, so if you'll notice here, your attendance, you don't have to do anything but anything assignment-wise. You just have to show up for the class to receive the attendance points. Those are inputted at the end of the semester. You have a selfie due with the Mizell book, which is Creativity for Life. You need to turn that in, all right? People have tended to order digital copies even when I advise against it, and I'm trying to work really hard to make sure that doesn't happen. This is a workbook, everybody. You're going to be writing in the book. You're going to be writing in the margins. You need the book. This needs to be turned in by February 12th. So by February 12th, you need to have that Mizell book from whatever source you get it. And on the 13th, we start using it. 13th of February. Here are exercises, 8 of them. Here are poems, 6 of them, including a revision. Final portfolio, and then participation every week. Okay, this is all here. The participation part is all here because these will be inputted by me on a weekly basis and will appear on your grade sheet, which I can show you the grade sheet now because there are no grades on it. Otherwise, I could not. Okay, so everybody's name, and here all of your grades will appear. Okay. I grade objectively, and therefore, if you turn in some assignments, right? Just turn them in. You're going to get the points for having done them. So it's very important that you go to assignments to turn in the assignment, whatever it is. Let's say your selfie with the Mizell book. You need to upload a file or a photo, however you work with that. And then the system automatically gives you grades for that. And that will show up in your grade book. If you don't put the selfie with the Mizell book in the assignment section, but only in the discussion forum, then you won't get a grade for that. And so please turn in your assignments, both in this assignments tab and in the module discussion, which I will show you right now. Modules. Here's the tech aspects of the course. Okay, there's no discussion there, it's just happening. Here's the course orientation, including your groups, who's in which group. Okay, group 1, 2, and 3. You need to know that, obviously, so please check that out when you have a sec. And then, and then in that same area, general questions about the class. If you have any questions, anything, at any time, you just come here and ask the question, and I will check this on a regular basis and leave you responses if you have questions. So please do that. You're welcome to ask questions in the welcome and introductions as well, but that's going to close in 7 days. Resources, those are for your information and some terminology that's really important for us in the class. And then it's week by week. And again, you're not going to, well, actually, I don't know what you see. We can look at that in a sec. Week 1, start week. And here's what's necessary for this week. To provide an introduction to yourself, who you are, with a photograph, please, so that we know who we're talking to. This is my photograph from Maine. And then some instructions, and then my introduction here. So I left a decently long introduction. That's me and Safta when she was littler. Okay, so that's where you go to leave your introduction this first week. Whoops. Now notice, please, I accidentally clicked discussions. This is the worst thing you can do in terms of orienting in the class. Look at what a mess this is. It's just all of these discussions. How overwhelming is this, right? The only reason why discussions is open is so you can decide in discussions under this, I forget what this thing is called, right here, under this option. If I click this, I can set manually mark replies as read. That, to me, is a really important feature of this discussion setting, and why this discussion is, why the discussions tab is open for you. Otherwise, I would close it, and I might do that partway into the class just because it's too overwhelming to see, 15, 20, 30 discussions all at once. It's crazy. Versus modules, to orient with modules is simple, and you see everything with one look. So if you mark this, manually mark replies as read, what will happen is the blue dot that tells you you have read this already will not go off until you've clicked it off manually. And what that means for us is that you won't get false information. So if you just scroll through all of the discussions, all those blue markings will come off whether you read them or not. But if you put manually mark, you will always know, oh, I haven't read this one response from this person, and so I need to remember to do that, and the blue dot's going to remind me to do that. And then you can set other student settings there as you like. Okay? Please don't attach files to your discussions because we don't want to have to open these files using our computer, whatever they're called. You know, we don't need to open files and potentially cause harm to our computers. So please don't use files in the class. Please post your poems in the format that you like in the text editor itself, which I will show you in a sec. Okay, so manually mark replies as read is a smart move. Now, modules is simple compared to discussions, right? Here's week 1, introductions. I have an exercise due on Wednesday. I have a video to watch from Jacqueline Woodson, What Reading Slowly Taught Me About Writing, and discussion, right? So you'll see the YouTube, right? And then following the YouTube, you will see some information, and then reply for discussion, which is what we all want to be able to do, to discuss. Whoops, I did discussions again. And so modules is what I'm going to use to orient myself every single time. There's a visualization, and just a quick word about this. I really liked the way this one came out, this visualization that I did some time ago, and I just left it, even though the information, some of the information is incorrect. So as I state here, just ignore the information, do the visualization, which I thought turned out really good, and I don't think I could do it better. And so I just left it from a couple of classes ago. All right, so I mean, I could change it, but it just caught the tenor of the exercise really, really well. And then a discussion, as often we will do, weekly, in fact, of a poem. And here we have Rita Dove. Here's the video of her reading it. And here's the text itself from the Poetry Foundation. And again, here's Rita Dove reading it one more time if you want. All right, so everything is available to you week by week in modules. So all of these things need to be done, week 1, all of these things need to be done by Sunday the 29th. Week 2, same thing. This all needs to be done by Sunday the 5th of February. Week 3, however, these 3 items, which you are a part of only one, you're in group 1 or group 2 or group 3, these have a 2-week shelf life. Okay, so everything below them will be on a 7-day schedule, ending on Sunday the 12th of February. But these go on longer. So this is a 14-day, and that will happen every other week when there's a poem due. Okay, week 7, week 9, etc. Okay, but everything else is on a 7-day schedule, as I've said before. So in week 2, you have a number of things to do. Week 3 is your first poem due. And I think that's all the information I want to give you about the modules at the moment. Now, discussions. So I said I was going to show you the student view, so let's look. What do you as a student see right now? When you come into the class, here's your navigational panel. It does have discussions, remember? You can click the discussions. You can use this tab over here to open it, and you can manually mark replies as read. Okay, so you only have one setting there. Click it and you'll manually mark, but remember to save your settings. Okay, discussions. Look at how, I mean, this is really overwhelming. All right, so go to modules. Here's the 3 preliminary modules and then the start week module. And then when you click this now, you won't be able to do anything because it's going to say topic isn't available now. It won't be available till the 23rd. Okay, so even if you could get into the class right now, all the dates are set. And by the way, if anything is set incorrectly, any of the dates, if they call, if it's a red flag to you that something's wrong, or if a link doesn't work, or if I got some of the dates wrong or anything like that, please tell me right away. Please email me right away. Because there are literally, it took me 5 hours to set the dates on the class, just setting the dates. So there are literally, 150 dates. And so please, I could make a mistake easily. I'm double checking, but I could make a mistake. So please let me know if something seems off. All right. So then in assignments, I don't know if you could see this right now or not. Yes. Well, you could see. All the assignments are here to enable you to work at your own pace. So even, let's just say you wanted to check out the third poem, right? I don't know why these are out of order. Dream or myth poem. If you wanted to, it's not available until the 23rd. If you wanted to, you could, I'm going to go out of the student view. If you wanted to, you could start working on that now, if that calls attention to you, right? And here's the information about it. Here's examples of it. More examples. Okay. And again, in the assignments area, you will be leaving your poem, and you will be also leaving your poem in poem number 3, discussion forum. Okay, so let's go down to let's just say we're leaving it in the myth. This will not be open until the date that's listed here. So if I were in group 1 and it's the 27th of March or any of the 7 days thereafter, I would go here and I would reply to this and I would leave my poem. Please don't leave an attachment or a file for your poem. Please put your poem in this rich dialogue box and make it look the way that you would like to see it. So for instance, if I have a poem, my heart breaks and a drowsy numbness pains my sense. So let's say I'm John Keats, okay, which is sort of a dream of mine, of course, and it's double spaced. Well, the dialog box automatically double spaces, and that's going to drive me crazy. So what I do is I place the cursor at the beginning of the line in which I want to remove the double space, click delete, so these two lines run together, don't move the cursor, shift, return. Now I'm back at single spacing. And my point here is that unfortunately, if you post your poem from your word processor directly into this dialog box, it's going to mess up the formatting. An intermediary step you can make to help you with this, it doesn't always solve it, but it helps, is use text edit in my Mac or use WordPad in PC, and you cut and paste your poem into this first. It strips out unnecessary formatting, and then you cut and paste from the text edit or the WordPad into the rich dialog box again, or just you do it once, and some of the formatting errors will be taken care of. Not always, however. So you often have to do that single spacing manually thing. Or if you want to move a word over, right, you need to use the shift bar, and I think this works. And then if I post that, so it does work. So if you want your line to be moved from the left-hand margin, you have to do it manually. In other words, the system thinks we're all writing prose all the time. And please notice right here what I just did, the 3 dots. You have editing privileges on all your poems, on all your work as far as I know. And so use it, you know. Okay, that's enough out of me for now. So what you do for the rest of this first week is to go into modules and complete the tasks. That's it. Okay? So you go down to week 1 and you complete these things that I've already discussed. Please let me know if you have questions. Remember to read the 3 modules that I did not mention too much. Okay? But I did mention general questions. So if you have questions, ask in the course orientation. Please check your groups in course orientation. And there's terminology that we'll need to be becoming aware of. Okay? Close reading of course. All right. I will be speaking with you all more soon. Thank you for listening.